What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. You on the West Coast? It's 5:30 in the morning. Get up. Early bird gets the worm, and I'm up early. I was having a good sleep. Not even gonna hold you. I was having a good sleep, but because I missed the time, you can tell I still got bads. I don't have no team to make sure I look good in the morning. I'm gonna give you all ugliness early in the morning, but it's gonna be all good today because I'm going to show you actually in the interviews that Meagan Good, because she went on the rounds today. She's promoting her movie. She's promoting the new Tyler Perry movie, Divorce in Black. But I'm gonna show you how she did a masterclass of PR when it came to Jonathan Majors. Complete masterclass. And this is what you want to do, especially when you have a controversial figure. It's Divorce in the Black. I'm sorry. But when you're with a controversial figure, you know what I mean? This is the way that you want to, when people ask questions, how you want to do it, or how you want it to be presented. And she did an amazing job in this. So I'm going to talk about that today. Hope you guys are happy. Hope you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel. But you already know how I do it. The real question is, All right. Let me scroll in here. Who is all in here, baby? Miss Sparks, good morning. Good morning, Dre. She looked radiant. Shannon has great skills to making his guests feel comfortable, to be themselves, and he was great. I love when she backtracked to say she only has eyes for Jonathan Majors. That is an excellent point. Excellent point. Princetta, good morning. Good morning, Dre Mac and the crew. And I did get some sleep today. I'm going to, before I go to work, we're going to have a members only meeting today because I do need to talk to you guys. So we need to have a powwow. But I appreciate you guys because you are why we get to do watch parties and all that stuff. So thank you so very much to the crew. But we got to have a powwow about what you guys need going forward. So Tracy Woods, good morning. And you did call this. Now I thought you would Tracy put this as a comment like Meagan Good's gonna be on Club Shay Shay. And I read it as a question. That's why I was like, you think? You know what I mean? And then I looked around and somebody inboxed me, you know what I'm saying, on Instagram, the whole Club Shay Shay bit. And I was like, ain't this about a blip? I was like, oh, snap. I already know y'all gonna start asking, what do you think about the interview? What do you think? And what's crazy is that I was on TMZ on Tuesday. And the subject of Jonathan Majors and Meagan Good came up, and I talked about that. So I'm going to again showing you masterclass in PR. So I'm gonna try to find that TMZ video also, so I could be able to play it for you guys live on the show. Unapologetic Simmer, good morning. Prepared Side, good morning. Junior Network, good morning. Robin D, what is up? Good morning, my admin. Good morning, Dre in the chat. Happy Thursday. Don't forget to hit the like button on this one. Hit the like button on this one. Because I want to show, because a lot of people was talking about how fake the relationship was and all that. And of course, I'm defending the hell out of this. You know what I mean? I'm probably one of the rare ones that's really defending the hell out of their relationship. Not one of the rare ones, but you know what I mean? Because, where we were at as far as meeting them and everything, I see stuff in my own perspective, put it more like that. So, of course, I got on my platform and, and went at folks who on their platforms talk crazy. You know what I'm saying? It is funny when people mention me and they think I'm just this home. Like I don't just go after YouTube channels or nothing like that. I've literally said this on national television. So, you know, it is what it is. The Fergusons, good morning. Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. Let's change this song. Let's get this a little bit more. Let's change this up. Where did I leave off at? I'm trying to get all you guys. Aisha, good morning. Good morning. Now, I'm glad you're here in the morning. I am. I'm glad you so much here. Frankenstein's, good morning. Good morning to you. Aisha, I learned so much more about Meagan during the interview. She stuck by her man and opened up about her divorce. And of course, I'm going to talk about that too. Because again, there was no bombshells dropped. She didn't shit on nobody. What she did was it's a way for, and this is what a lot of people need to understand. There's a way for you to talk about your current and your past situation without having to down one to uplift another one. It's so easy. So easy. We'll take you over a Marjorie Taylor Greene anytime. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Even though I have no idea who the hell that is. What's up, Eric Shaw? What's up? The interview was honestly boring, but I appreciate standing on business about Jonathan Majors. And OJ Simpson's legacy will live on. That's wild. What I do like about what she did, again, you could talk about your past situations and you don't have to shit on I have to say it like that. You don't have to downplay, you don't have to shit on it, you don't have to talk crazy about your ex. What you're doing is actually making yourself, for one, look graceful, because you look like a healed adult. Number two, what you find yourself in that particular situation is that, yes, I heard the chatter, but I love my man. Yeah, I went through a divorce, and yeah, after 9 years and we got divorced on the 10, it was like what I went through, but I'm not mad at it. And a lot of people, when they get on platforms, they go in on attack mode, and everybody is, going to the shade room and going to everywhere else. Oh, Shannon Sharp, he's out here doing the juicy gossip, yada, yada, yada. You didn't see that. Why didn't you see that? Because she's holding herself to a greater standard, now that she's about to be 43 years old. You don't want to act like Sexy Red at her age. It's nothing against Sexy Red, but what I'm saying, you don't want to act Sexy Red's age at 40 some odd years old. You also want to show younger women how to be able to have this duality when you've been through and where you're at right now. And what that basically means is that, yeah, I went through that. That's okay. Where I'm at right now, we had the people that want us together. People still don't want us together. People got something crazy to say all the time. Even one of my closest friends or an associate that I work with has something to say. But I'm with my man. That's being 10 toes down. Despite what people are saying, how many people are defending you that you're with? How many times? How are they sitting 10 toes down with you like that? So it is a masterclass, and especially when you get into PR, public relations. What does this make? What does this make Meagan look like while she's promoting her new movie? And what does that make Jonathan look like? You know what I mean? What does it do to the image of Jonathan Majors? So there's a lot of play, a lot at play in here that I'm going to discuss. 9360, what's going on? What's up? What's up? Wavy Don Juan, what's up? What's up? Many blessings. Hit that like button, dummy. Big dummy. Hit the like button. Good morning, Pam. Pam had a good live yesterday, too. Pam had a good live. Y'all need to make sure y'all go and check out her live. Tracy Woods, she did the interview with Grace in class. Absolutely. Dariana. Yeah, there it is. Dariana, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Erica Wilkins, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. See, majorly good. I like that. Dr. Keisha, what is up? Make sure y'all go and subscribe to Dr. Keisha's channel too. Because I guarantee you, she's going to break this down the way that maybe she do it in a different way, but I guarantee you she's going to do a breakdown on just how to be able to walk in grace and elegance as a woman. And to be able to stand by your man despite it all. I get feeling coming. Dr. Keisha, you got to give it to me. You got to. Andre Ware, what's up? What is up? Grace Abs in class, indeed. I loved her interview on Club Shay Shay. They didn't make the interview all about her and Jonathan. Exactly. And it was more about her accomplishment. She slid Jonathan Majors in maybe once or twice. And exactly. Yes, she gave a master class. Was Jonathan there at the interview, Dre? I thought I heard him laugh in the background at one point. Now, I don't know if he was there. I did not reach out to him. I don't know. Normally, you do hear his crew in the background, so they could have been, Shannon Sharp's producers and all of that in the background. I'm not for sure. But it wouldn't surprise me if he was there. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't surprise me. Yes, I love how she spoke about her divorce too. Absolutely. Shannon tried to pretend like he forgot that Cat Williams guy. Exactly. Dr. Keisha, thanks, bro. I did a bit. Yeah. Show these ladies how to be able to talk up. You don't have to dish your ex. It's cool. Y'all not together. Hey, you know what I mean? Show these ladies how it's done. Because that's one of the biggest taking points. When I looked at the interview, of course, it's right there, just for aesthetics, you know what I mean? But one thing that I took away from that interview was the simple fact is that you can be able to talk about your past. What people like to do is take divorce and make it the most evilest thing in the world. And sometimes things just doesn't work. And that's okay. Would you rather stay with somebody and be miserable or go your separate ways and be happy? Even at one party, because, even if one party is unhappy in a relationship, do you want them to sit there and be miserable with your ass? Or would you like for them just to be happy in their own skin? And do what it needs to do for them to be happy. Yes, you guys decided to death do us part, but sometimes you could be able to get in certain situations that just does not work, right? I've been there too. Trust me. Ooh. But you get in a situation, it don't work. You know what? We didn't work out. I learned from the times that we was together. Not all the times were bad. You know what I'm saying? But we grew apart. We this, we that, the other. But it was time for me to go. It ran its course. And that's okay. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy in a different situation. And I bless the other, that person to have a happy relationship, even when it's not with me. That is showing maturity. That is showing grace towards that person. Because it could have been detrimental, but I'm not about to tell all of y'all my business because I still want that person to be blessed. At the end of the day, I still want that person to be blessed, even if it's not with me. And that is sacrifice. When you talk about love, and you're talking about sacrificing, how much are you sacrificing your ego to make sure that somebody else is happy? Not setting yourself on fire to make sure somebody else's ass is warm. How much you willing to sacrifice of your own ego, your own self, the pride that you have to make sure somebody else's happiness is sustained. That's the key. That is the key. And I love that about this interview. So let me get to a couple things here. What's up, Rasa Life? What's up? The Ferguson said a later talking point, but Jonathan is surrounded by Meagan as ties to Tyler Perry is now linking up with 50 Cent. Pay attention. It's a lot going on. I believe that's coming for Jonathan. That's all I'm gonna say. I believe there's a lot going on. I don't want any speculation or anything, but what I'm saying is I believe that there's more getting ready to happen. Because again, it's almost like and I'm gonna use this and don't take it the wrong way. But I gotta use Will Smith when he went through the whole incident, the Oscar situation, and Jada Pinkett Smith when she was promoting her book. And I made fun of that because I said Jada did the greatest thing by trying to promote that book because she made Will look better. We know that Jada has her own way of going about things, and I'm not going to down her. You know what I'm saying? She just has her own way of promoting, looking at stuff. She's been in the industry for years. So she has a way that I may not agree with or whatever, but she has a way of doing things, and I have to respect that. Just to respect that. But at the time where she was going on this promotional tour and all of that, she actually made Will look better because a lot of people was like, I feel bad for Will. Just because the way that she was moving was probably not contrary to what people would think a person that's been married to another person for X amount of years would react or do things, right? But what she did was everybody turned their attention back to Will Smith and said, well, you know what? I'm about to ride with Will on this one. I might have to ride with Will because X, Y, and Z emotions. Because we don't know these people logically. So we're going to go off of what we feel, not what we think, because we don't know these people. And then look what happened with Will Smith and when he was going on his press tour and all of that. Now, let's just suppose this with Meagan Good. Meagan Good goes on. She's promoting her movie. It's not about Jonathan. And even when they made it about Jonathan, which I'm going to get to some of these videos here in just a second. Even when they made it about Jonathan and they tried to bring up his case with her. You see, she was like, I love my man. Everybody told me, yeah, people telling me not to be with him, but I love him. So it don't really matter. And that is the way that you move it around. Let me, matter of fact, let me try to find, let me see TMZ Live on Tuesday. Tuesday was the 9th. So give me a second. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find the video that I did. I should have had this ready, but I was going to make a separate video. But in the meantime, because this hasn't even in the Club Shay Shay interview, I'm not going to bring that one up because there's really I'm not going to bring up the video because there's really just a small portion of the video that that she talked about, and we've all seen that she talks about with Cat Williams said, and she kind of she made a joke out of it, and it was funny. All right, let me see. Now I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start in this video with Meagan Good's divorce. This is the interview with People. Now remember, I already told y'all that People was out there. People magazine was trying to shit on Jonathan Majors and try to uplift Devon Franklin. I should remember the video that I did, and I was like, this is exactly why I keep calling this stuff out. The reason why I want to call this stuff out, because I want to plainly show you how mainstream media works. Jonathan so has to be the perfect test sample of how mainstream media works, because what's going to happen when this whole thing with Brad Pitt comes up, I'm going to show y'all what People magazine, how they will portray Brad Pitt because of his allegations. You know what I mean? But we gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that when that time comes. But People magazine was out here trying to tear down Jonathan Majors, right? To uplift Devon Franklin and put Meagan Good in the middle of it. And I love that she went and did an interview on that. Why? Because she could do what Whitney did for Kendrick Lamar. Let's dispel all the rumors and all this stuff. Matter of fact, I'm a gangster boogie on your grave when I do it. So we're going to get into that. Let me get some of you guys' comments real quick. And we're going to go there. Okay. Pam said media training was on point. Aisha said, yes, this is what 30 years in the business look like. I hope other celebs take no. Absolutely. Absolutely. What is up, Gray? The other admin, what is up? What is up? We still hoping they bring him back as Kane. I know this ain't the time for that, but I'm just saying. And Wavy Don Juan, this is exactly why a great PR move is necessary. Especially, people forget that Meagan Good was in the DC universe as Darla and one is a part of the Shazam family. She's the adult version of Darla. So she has ties with, even though she has ties with, even though that's the old regime, she still has ties with Warner Brothers DC. She has ties in the business. For what I know, Will Smith, for what Jonathan Majors has told all of us in his acceptance speech, Will Smith has reached out to Jonathan Majors. And what I pray for him is that Will is giving him the guidance of somebody who's been in the industry another 30 plus years. You see what I mean? Because he needs that. He needs to be able to understand how Hollywood works. You know what I mean? So I believe he's getting, to me, this is just my personal thoughts, he's now getting the best look when you're going on press tours of how to be able to do this and how to be able to do the press tour properly. So when people ask you about what's going on, you know what I mean? You can be able to hit them in a way where it's class and grace, no pun intended, but also doesn't downplay what happens. I just don't have to go and elaborate on everything like that. So I'm gonna get to some of you guys' comments. What's up, Dr. Hans is here? She said that. I'm missing. I probably missed what you said. Put it back in the comment section, Dr. Haas. How many see the movie Divorce in Black? I did early this morning. Good acting. I was asleep. I was asleep. She is poised and confident. Absolutely. Mika G, what's up? Sip say quality through the back door. Good morning, Dre and Chad. A great day on purpose. So what's up, Mika G? And make sure you have a great and wonderful day today also. Aisha, stay with her. Stay with us, Mika. It's summer. What's up? Have a lucky day, Mika. Let me see. Mayor's whistle walking in, take off the hat, see us, pick up the hat, whistle back up. You're right. Yeah, talking to Mika. This is Megan's how uplift our sister. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is a great way that she, she talked about Tyler and all of that. Excellent stuff. What's up, Progressively Relaxing? Good morning. Hey, Dre. Unfortunately, he has been replaced as Kane Kitty. And that is false. I already looked up the information. Nobody knows who the hell that dude is. He has no acting credits, and it came from the Marketing Insider, but no other big publications have picked it up. That is absolutely false. Absolutely false. All right, King Mo, what it do, everybody? What it do? What up, King Mo? All right, let me share my screen real quick, and let's get to this. This initial interview that she did with people. Let me change this up a little bit. In this part here, I want to pick it up again. Of course, I'm gonna stop and start because man, people have been tripping right now with these copyrights. So I'm going to stop and start, and we're going to talk about exactly what Meagan is saying in here and break down this portion of the interview where she's talking about her divorce and when they bring up Jonathan Majors.
I definitely had to stretch myself on the domestic abuse part, but on the part that was about divorce specifically, I understood that. I understood that devastation. I understood that pain. And it's not, it's not similar in my life where, my ex-husband is a wonderful human being, a beautiful human being.
Now you see that? Again. Oh, my bad. Because I knew again. I know that her publishing team looked at what People Magazine put in their, what was that, June 28th or June 20, whatever date it was, because it just supposed today that Jonathan Major's trial was. And they tried to make Jonathan Major look like the worst human being on the planet while uplifting Devon Franklin. I want you to watch how she talks about her ex-husband. Yes, a lot of people were saying, well, you don't want to say the word love and you still love him because, you know, in the world of social media, in the world of in the world of the microwave brain, because as soon as you put it in for 30 seconds, you're ready to regurgitate something else in the next 30 seconds. People will say, well, maybe you still love him. Maybe you don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Anything, you know, maybe you don't really like Jonathan and you really secretly is still in love with Devon Franklin. But watch the way that she dispels the rumors in this interview.
Like, it's not similar in my life where, you know, my ex-husband is a wonderful human being, a beautiful human being. But nevertheless, I still was incredibly hurt. I still was incredibly devastated. I still was incredibly angry, as I'm sure that he was as well.
Guys together.
Now, do you see the way that she took she said, yes, I was hurt or whatever. He's still a wonderful human being. Yes, I was hurt. I went through this. I went through that. But he is well. So she just didn't make it like me. Look at me. I'm hurt. I'm this and the other. She still showed relevance, even though she could. We don't know what happened in their relationship. We don't know what was said and all of that. We don't know. Right? We don't know. But what we do know is she did crap on the man. She just said, hey, you know, I was hurt. She was hurt. But, you know, he's still a wonderful person. And it's she. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Keep doing the damn thing, my guys. Support for the channel. Thank you so much, it's she. Of course, you already know I got to give you the super chat body roll. Super chat body roll. Michael saying, hurry up with that body roll. All right, let's get back to what she was saying.
Right here, guys.
The way I remember it is there's, you know, the complete grief, the denial, and then eventually the acceptance, and then the courage and the changing of the attitude and the shifting. And then there's embracing what is currently happening. And then there's tons of self-reflection and knowing that you're a little bit wounded, but that you will work through it. And there's nothing that I regret about my marriage. And there's nothing.
Again, she is pointing out that the accountability, you know, that she is taking, and make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up button. Make sure hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not a member and you want your comment to be up top, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all hit that super chat also, because this is some good information for you guys to know, especially going into a relationship. What she's doing is, at this point, is taking accountability and doing self-reflection on herself to be able to move on. And I know the hardest thing that it was, even for me, was to not shit on my ex-wife and to be able to move on in a mature way. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes you're so hurt you come off not healed. But she comes off very, like Robin D just said, very mature and very much healed. And that is a big talking point in this particular section of the video.
Nothing I regret about the person that I married. I'm actually very, very thankful for that experience and how it's helped me grow. And I'm thankful for what I gave to him, and he's thankful for it. And I'm thankful for what he gave to me, and he knows that I'm thankful for it. And we're still like friends, and there's still genuine love. Like, when he finds this person, I'm gonna be happy for him. But ultimately, all of those emotions, and then coming to a place of realizing you have people who love you, you have people who want to support you, who want to carry you, who want to hold you. And that's forever, no matter what. It does help you get back on your feet. And it does help put you in a place of like resetting your life. And even now, I haven't figured it out at all. And, you know, I didn't anticipate falling in love again.
And again, and now we're about to go into the Jonathan Majors portion of this. But again, if you're noticing, this is someone, for one, she is knocking the crap out of People magazine slowly. I love every minute of this because they was really diving into her divorce. Maybe they knew that this interview was going to come along with People, all of that, but they were really crapping on her, messing with Jonathan Majors. They was. And we're going to get to the other interviews because, again, she's making the rounds. But the way that she did this with so much grace and elegance. Now, what does that say about Jonathan Majors and the person he was looking for? Now, the joke was he found his Coretta. Now, doesn't this sound like someone? I'm just saying. When he said, "Do you know who Michelle Obama is? Do you know who Coretta Scott King is?" The way they sacrificed when they met, when he was going off because his ex came in the house drunk, and he can't have that because he's a great man, and I got things that I got to do, and if you keep doing this, you're gonna tear me down. That's the type of woman, you fellas. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, Linda. That is the type of woman you want. A beautiful sister that is healed. Let me say that and let me put the big H on it. Healed. Who can say, look, I loved my husband. Yes, I did. It's okay. I hope he finds his person. But I didn't know I was going to fall in love with you. Now I'm about to uplift you. Now I'm about to make you look good. Fellas, go find you a healed woman like this. You know what I mean? Maybe she don't look like Meagan Good. Maybe she look like Meagan, all right. But he healed. I'm telling you, greatest thing in the world to find a woman that's healed. Let's keep this train going because then I got to get to the other interviews.
At least not at that time. There's moments where I'm.
And this again, let me tell you, this is, now, y'all can say what y'all want to. All y'all haters, y'all can say that this is fake, this is whatever. You can't be this fake when you on People. You can't be this fake when you're out here uplifting your husband and your new boo. That ain't fake. Ain't nothing fake about this. This is genuine. And also making her look absolutely stunning in the process. What does that do? Let me tell you something. When you have a woman like this, right, that can not only radiate beauty with her natural looks, but when that radiation comes out, right, when it comes out and she's next to you and everyone can see it, man, brothers, it makes you look so much better. Why does that make you look better? Well, because you have a woman that is giving you all the affirmation you need as a black man to be a better man. She don't care if you goofy. She don't care if you're awkward. She don't care if you snore at night. You understand? Because, fellas, let's be real. We got our faults. We got our faults. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we might leave the toilet seat up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we might not give the hug that we need every now and again, or tell our women, you know, the affirmation that they need or whatever, because we're too busy because men get a one-track mind. You know what I mean? But when you got a woman like that, you got to step back for yourself and like, I got to lift her up. I'm blessed, Doc. Why you think he out here dancing the way he dancing? Why you think he out here cheesing the way he's cheesing? That brother this is what happiness looks like. All these little, you know, photo op relationships. Let me say that again. Yeah, I'm snoring. Yeah. Because man, give me, I snore on you. Get me in a movie where it's bored. I'm going to sleep. Wake me up, because you're gonna hear. But fellas, what I mean by this, and I'm telling you this, fellas, when you have a woman who can speak highly of you in public and in private, it's the greatest feeling in the world. And that is the woman you need to marry. For what? That's the woman you need to marry. That's a woman you need to praise. And it's coming from a Black woman. So it dispels the narrative that Black women is out here angry. Let me say this. I'm preaching. Come on now. I'm preaching right now, y'all. This dispels the narrative that Black women are angry, right? They're bitter, right? Just women that is doing this dispels all of that narrative, because there's a lot of women like Meagan Good out here that are healed women that are Black and beautiful, that is ready for a man to be like, let me cue dog stomp, because this woman has uplifted me. Because we need that as Black men. Every day you feel the weight of the world. You don't even try to. You know what I mean? You feel the weight of the world of a Black man. You can be driving right now. A cop can get behind you. You feel like, oh my God, this might be the end, because we already have self-consciously have programmed ourselves to think it is the end, because the media has showed us that Black men getting pulled over, by the cops. This could be our last day. This is the way they programmed us. Or we get into it with somebody, or we get into it with our boss at work because they're treating us less than what she gets to in all of her interview, which is good for women to also understand and to know your worth also, right? But that weight that man felt about losing his job and all of that, and she has uplifted that man. Bruh, I'm trying to tell y'all, I don't know about I don't know about Coretta. I don't know about Michelle Obama, but damn it, Meagan, the way that she's putting on a masterclass of PR by making her look healed, graceful, and uplifting. That's a y'all, all these haters that would come in and say, oh man, Jonathan Majors, that fake relationship and all of that, they are missing this point. They are missing this point because this is what Black love should look like. Let me say that again. Not Krishan and Blueface. You know what I'm saying? None of that. This is what Black love should look like. Healed, happy. Let me keep going.
With Jonathan, and we have a moment, and I'm thankful to what I learned in that relationship so that I can now implement it.
Watch what boiled eggs do.
Shut up. I don't care about no boiled eggs. What it do. All right. Let's get past this part. We
met at an event. I'm not going to get too into it, but yeah. And it just was instant chemistry, but I wasn't really in that mind frame. And then we re-met again about 4 months later. And I was like, this is going to happen. And it did. And then, as everything was unfolding, it wasn't that there was a moment that I decided I'm going to let the world in on this. It was the moment that I decided I see you. And for us to walk through together, that's just what's going to happen. And I have to be okay with that.
And again, she was like, I didn't, because I'm a very private person. But she said something, because they're in the spotlight. And Pam did call it. They met at an event. Pam called it months ago. Last year, called it. But she said something that was powerful. Listen again. Black women are amazing. I love y'all. Trust me. Black women, y'all get on my nerves. But there's no other nerve I want to be on but a Black woman. I'm sorry. I love y'all. Because y'all get on my nerves. I love you so much. Sometimes y'all you make me, you frustrate me like I frustrate you. And damn it, I know damn well I can be frustrated. But I love Black women. I love y'all to death. Roberta, thank you so very much for the $20 super chat. Thank you again. I appreciate it. Thanks for speaking the truth this morning. Y'all better listen. And my Beyonce voice. Thank you so very much. And of course, Roberta, I got to give you the super chat body roll.
Super chat body roll.
Appreciate it. I know people who are watching it like, what the hell is he got these body rolls going on? That's what we do around here at the Drake Mack Show. We do the body roll for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you so very much for that. Let me see. She said on Club Shay say the women were roasting her. The man was the only one that gave her grace. And unfortunately, you know, some single women keep other women single, unhappy, all of that. You know what I mean? They keep them unhappy. Again, when you're unhealed, this is what I love about being a person that's a recipient of going through therapy, intense therapy. I have to give people grace. That's why I don't argue with people. I don't argue with people anymore. I don't argue with people at all. Because why? It doesn't make me any more money, or it doesn't do anything. If you don't see my logic and you don't see where I'm coming from and a logical standpoint, I'm not going to do that. And what you see online is a lot of trauma. And especially when we haven't healed as a society, that people date outside their race, and some people might not choose a black person as their mate with them being black. You know what? That's okay, because it's not my relationship. So we haven't healed past that. We haven't healed past a lot of stuff that we self-inflict on ourselves, because we refuse to, because it's easier to play the victim, right? When I point out things, that's not victim mentality. It's showing you the reality of what's going on. Playing the victim is the woe is me. I can't get anywhere because yada, 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 when you have an opportunity to make a difference within yourself. So when you say, saying all black men ain't shit, all black women ain't shit, black women need to be able to do this, black men need to be able to do that, you have two sides that are unhealed fighting against each other. And this is what you see online a lot. Unhealed people fighting amongst each other. You have, you know what I'm saying? We've both been through a bunch of crap. You know what I'm saying? If they say, and I had a conversation about this yesterday. If they say 72% of us has been raised with a single mother, right? Or a single family home, right? And let's say the ratio is 55 women, 45% women. That means we both been through the similar situations, right? We both been through similar situations. We are both fighting amongst each other, even though we're both starting at an uphill disadvantage because either mommy or daddy was not at home. So instead of finding the common ground for healing, we have found it acceptable to blame each other, whether it's dating, relationships, you know what I'm saying, the way that we move through life. No matter what it is, we found a way to destroy each other. Instead of sitting back and looking at look at exactly what we're doing to each other. We need to find healing. That's what I got out of this. Because again, Meagan didn't have to do this, right? She could have. Don't ask me about Jonathan. Don't ask me the questions. I don't want to tell you how we met. I don't want to tell you anything because I'm private and I have that right. But the way that she answered the question and the way that they moved the conversation over to show Jonathan in a better light. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Aisha, I see your comment. Absolutely. Let's go back.
We re-met again about 4 months later. And I was like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And it did. And then, as everything was unfolding, it wasn't that there was a moment that I decided I'm going to let the world in on this. It was the moment that I decided I see you. And for us to walk through together,
So number one, she seen him where he was at. She didn't see what the media was telling her that Jonathan Majors was. She saw Jonathan Majors as Jonathan first, and then looked at this case. It was like, I don't believe anything they're saying. So I'm going to ride with you. That is very key in this conversation.
It's just what's going to happen. And I have to be okay with that.
What's up,
you know,
James
or
Willis
not.
and Dan the Man? What's
And
up?
I was like, okay, well, this is it. This is, well, we'll see what happens, And so there was never a moment where we decided that we wanted to do that. It's just something that sort of happened. Someone saw us somewhere, going to a movie, and then
they the first time that TMZ that I know was a little bit after the March 23rd incident. You know what I mean? That's what I seen. It was like 5 weeks later after that.
Kind of reported it, and we, it was like, should we shut it down or not? And I was like, no, because people have a perception of you that's not true. Things have
my bad.
And so there was never a moment where we decided that we wanted to do that. It's just something that sort of happened. Someone saw us somewhere, going to a movie, and then kind of reported it, and we, it was like, should we shut it down or not? And I was like, no, because people have a perception of you that's not true.
What did she do? Yo, I'm trying to tell you some masterclass of public relations. This is the woman that everybody was saying, even People Magazine, its damn self, was trying to say, you don't need to be with him. Devon Franklin, I'm going to give you a whole timeline of their relationship, and I'm gonna try to tell you why she needs to be with him and why she with this guy when she could have been with Devon Franklin. And what did she say? I'm going to show you a perception of you that's not true. If that's not standing 10 toes down for your dude, if this was all fake, let me just say this again. If this was all fake, why is she going to People Magazine, the one that tried to put all this stuff out while people were talking shit? You know what I'm saying? Why Tisa Talks was all of that mess that she was talking. Why she on People Magazine was like, I'm gonna show a perception of you that's not true. And again, this is about her. But they asked her a question, and look at the way that she moved through the interview. Again, that's a real one for you. That's a real one for you. Let me play it one more time. I love this part.
Kind of reported it, and we, it was like, should we shut it down or not? And I was like, no, because people have a perception of you that's not true. A perception of who you date that's not true. So if this
a perception of who you date, oh my God. When I tell you she's giving a masterclass, remember I just did a short about how I did a short and I put it on TikTok, which it blew up on TikTok. I think it's about 7,000 views on TikTok. But how people was like, he only just date he don't love us. He only dates snow buddies, and snow buddies this, and he didn't care about us, and snow buddies this and stuff. Again, she's showing there's a perception about who you date. But you with me right now, so what's up? What can they say? They can say whatever, but what can they say? And again, she's doing it at People Magazine, who just did an article dissing Jonathan Majors because of his reckless assault case in that city violation of harassment. Because I got to continue to say this.
This is what it is, love. If that's what it is, then at some point they're gonna figure it out. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, he's like, are you sure? I mean, he actually tried to encourage me to not be with him. And
damn, I didn't know this. Now, mind you, I ain't gonna lie, this is the first time I watched this interview. This is the first time I watched this interview. But let me run that back. He encouraged her to do what?
Of who you date. That's not true. So if this is what it is, love, if that's what it is, then at some point they're going to figure it out. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, he's like, are you sure? I mean, he actually tried to encourage me to not be with him. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Right there. Wait a minute. That's not going to happen. What does that mean? What everybody who knows, all men who knows, Those are choosing signs. I choose you. She went and Pokemoned his ass. She threw that ball out and was like, Jonathan, I choose you. All the people who were saying, they don't look good together. You know, why is she with him? And you know, why is he talking to her? She should have never talked to him. She wanted him. What did I say? I've been saying this. She wanted Jonathan. She was choosing season and she chose him. He said, you ain't going nowhere. I don't know what you think this is, but all men, for real. Men in the chat. Men in the chat. When a woman, tell me, put it in the comment section how you feel when a woman chooses you that you want. That's beautiful. Put it in the comment section. Let these ladies know. Let these ladies know how it feels when you're a man and you got a beautiful woman and she tells you, you ain't going nowhere. Tell them, put it in the comment section.
Honestly, the only thing that I've been a little bit more sensitive about now is there will be critiques like when Jonathan and I are on the carpet. I think I'm not bothered by it, but a part of me wants to protect him because I know how we are when we are us. And I know that as a child a child actor who is always herself when she hits the carpet, but there's different versions of me. I can be cute, I can be sexy, I can be very, very easygoing, patient, all those things, and I can let you know exactly what it is. And he's not used to all of that.
Exactly. He's not used to it because he really just got in, you know what I'm saying, to the business not too long ago. So he still has that social anxiety, social awkwardness because he's not used to the attention. Remember, we didn't even know who he was dating until the whole situation happened on March the 23rd, 2023. We had no idea that he was even dating anyone, right? So when you look at his situation, right? When you look at his situation and he's dating someone who's been in the business, right? What it does is he gains the knowledge that he needs on how to be able to move with this society. Now we're seeing him as he is. And we're not used to that because he was so reclusive. I know, because when we had our conversation, you know, he's a reclusive. He's a reclusive guy. And there's nothing wrong with that. So when they're doing something, people was like, oh, it looks so awkward. It looks so corny. Maybe that's really how they are. And she was like, you know, I would just be awkward and corny with you. Let's do it. I love it. Personally, I love it. The reason why I love it is because if that's the way y'all are, you know what I mean? Who are we, honestly, to tell you anything different? I ain't got to... You dating him, that doesn't just like I say about somebody dating outside their race or whatever, it doesn't change my rent. It doesn't make my rent go any lower. It doesn't lower my taxes. It doesn't fix my car. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? All it does is formulates an opinion. And my opinion is like my butt. Everybody at least got one. All right, let me keep going real quick, and then I'm gonna get you to the other interview. He's been in the
business for 8 years. A lot of this stuff is culture shock to him. So, you know, there'll be paparazzi taking pictures, and I'm like, whatever. And I have to be like, baby, you gotta smile.
What is she doing? What's up, cat? What's up? If you're looking at this right now, this is why a lot of people were talking crazy on Jonathan when they're having their photo ops. Why are they talking crazy? Because he's not used to this. This is new for him. And again, when you're rebranding your image and you're coming back from something that Alvin Braggs and all of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office try to put on him, right? And try to have this false perception of him, he's re-entering this as a totally different person now because, you know, kind of like with Drake, you know, the Drake and Kendrick beef, everybody looking at Drake differently now. People was looking at Jonathan differently. So how do you repair your career? Or how do you repair the perception of you? She's showing them from somebody who has 30 plus years in the business how to be able to do it. Now I can understand why he's 10 toes down. You know what I mean?
And for him, it's in his space. It freaks him out. He's not about the celebrity. He doesn't like to do all the stuff.
Nope.
He just wants to do the art. And all the other stuff to him, that's why he never did it before, because he doesn't want to do it. And our relationship kind of forced it. So when we're on the carpet, and I can just tell, he's a little bit uncomfortable.
I want to talk about.
He's a little bit uncomfortable. Now, all the people who be talking crazy on him and saying, all kinds of, again, detrimental stuff. When it comes to Jonathan, now you see why. He doesn't like the attention. You know what I mean? It's hard for him because he's not used to it. And make sure you guys are hitting that or hitting that like button. Make sure you're doing that. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like button. Make sure y'all doing that right now. Go ahead, hit that like button. Come on. We got some good stuff going on right now. I need y'all to go ahead. Just doing something that's free. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right. So I'm going to switch gears real quick. And I'm going to get into the Today Show. I think this is what I spoke on TMZ, and I'm going to try to find my interview with TMZ and get to that. So give me just a second. Let me get to this part in the this is the Today Show with Hoda and Jenna. Let me get to because they asked her one, go back and watch this interview, because again, they talk about why it's so important for women to be able to be paid, in a way, knowing your worth and getting paid. So this is a good interview for that. He said, I'm not about to skip the good part. But I want to get to, because again, they're going to ask her about her relationship. All right, let me see. I think I'm at the right part. Again, she had to answer because, again, when she's going on this press tour, she's doing a movie about divorce. People are going to ask her questions. So in this, they're asking her questions again about her divorce. And again, masterclass on how to be able to talk about this stuff and keep it going. Which I am going to watch. I'm going to watch it because you know what I'm saying. But I wanted to talk about her masterclass or the PR towards Jonathan. But I am going to watch the rest of the interview. But this is just to prove a point. So let's go.
It was a failure, but that's not how you see it.
No, and she realized there was nothing that she could do about it. Then she had to get excited about the second act of her life. And I understand that feeling very, very, intimately. So I wanted to be able to display that because I want women and men to feel like, yeah, I can do this. Like, it seems like something ended, but something beautiful is beginning.
Yeah, some people think an ending or a marriage not working is a failure. They say, wow, it was a failure. Yeah. But
And again, they're probing questions. And again, this is what happens. They're probing the questions so they can be able to, and some people do this. When you're doing interviews, they do these probing questions so they can be able to get something out of you or have you slip. Because again, what is good? Now, if say for instance, Meagan went on and started talking crazy about Devon Franklin, you're not going to hear me talk about this is a masterclass of PR. What you're going to hear is, why did she talk about her man? What they're going to do is they're going to make this whole thing like, why did she diss Devon Franklin and then uplift Jonathan Majors when Jonathan Majors had his own allegations against him? That's why this interview is so key. because what it does is it takes the heat off of Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Dr. Keisha, the gotcha questions. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because she didn't want to put any, and again, this is somebody who's been in the business for 30 some odd years. When you're asking probing questions, you don't want answers to come out that makes anything or anybody look bad. And watches the way she answers these questions from Hannah and
that's not how
Osha.
you see it.
No.
How do you?
I mean, I was married for a decade.
Yeah.
You know, to a wonderful person, and we're still friends. And I mean, to the point when we went to the lawyer's office, they were like, you know, you guys are. I was like, you look great. He's like, you too. They were like, what is
What's
happening
going on?
right now? You
Right.
know. But that's the beautiful thing is that to me, it's a success when you've learned a lot, when you've given a lot, when you take a lot with you, when you're a better person for it. And you can say, you know what, this sucks. This is not fair. All these things. Or you can say, you know what, we got to do this and we've grown so much and we gave each other so much. And then, you know, next act of our life.
Yeah. And
And again, she answered again. This is what I mean by the masterclass of PR, because she answered the questions exactly how she answered the questions on Club Shay Shay. Well, actually, they didn't really get to the divorce. I think they got to the divorce a little bit, but she still, or how she did with People Magazine. She answered the questions the way she should. Why? Why is this important? Because again, it brings her more to what a healed Black woman looks like, for one. So she's not only doing it for Jonathan Majors, she's doing it for herself and what Black women should strive for when you're in the process of healing from a divorce, right? That's what healing look like. You know what I mean? And number two, when people start asking the questions, why is Jonathan with her, yada, 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 you can see why. Let's keep going.
you're in the next act.
Yeah.
You're dating Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
You said you've never been happier, even though y'all have had a year. I mean,
Yeah.
how have you kept your relationship or started a relationship in the midst of all of this?
Well, I won't get into how it started, but what I will say is the support.
Now, I'm gonna give you something. I don't know if you guys have caught this. In the last two interviews, she said, "I won't tell you how it started." Why is she saying, "I won't tell you how it started"? She does not want to tie her name to whoever he was texting that night on March 23rd when everything went down. Why is that important? Well, the court case is over with, right? The court case is over with. But what she doesn't want to do, because, we're still in the midst of that defamation case, right? She doesn't want to tie her name into that. And the reason why these string of events happened, because she was Cleopatra texting them that night. So I'm not going to tell you how we met. I'm not going to put none of that. I'm not going to let y'all know none of that. Because then y'all start going and doing Inspector Gadget detective work and try to tie me into what happened with Jonathan on the night of March 23rd, that I was the one who was texting him that night. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why everything went down that night with Jonathan, or to look like she was the side piece, or the side thing, or the in between, the go between, the you know what I'm saying, the who I was talking to while I'm trying to get rid of this one. And that's again perfect. Why is that perfect? Because now you can dissolve the speculation. You're going to speculate anyway, because we're human beings, and we're going to always constantly think. But what she does in the public lighting, who's not going to do all this investigating, who have and all of that. You know what I mean? What you're doing is, in the public eye, say, "Oh, well, they just met one day. They just met." And just so happened it was after Jonathan Majors went through his whole incident. I didn't know I was gonna fall in love with him. Remember, love is love. She's always turning it back to the situation.
support that we've been able to give each other, the pouring into each other, the honest conversations, the love, the respect, just the care and the thoughtfulness. It's been really wonderful. And yeah.
Did any friends advise you, like, he's in the middle of legal troubles? Why don't you wait a beat? Why don't you wait to see how everything kind of shakes out?
Yeah, every friend.
And this is and again, I'm going to try to find the TMZ because I talked about this on TMZ. This particular interview is what I talked about on TMZ. So let me finish this up.
Advice me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, one thing I know is I can always look myself in the mirror when I trust my spirit, when I trust God, when I ask God, and when I, move to the beat of my own drum. I can always look and say, okay, I'm proud of that. No matter whatever happens, I have peace in my heart and I have harmony in my heart. And it's only when I do something based on someone else saying, well, I think you should do this. And I take everyone I love's opinion and advice into account for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to live my life, and I'm the one who has to, get to heaven one day prayerfully and give God an account of what I did. And so I want to be responsible for the choices that I make. And I also want to live the life that I want to live.
You also just got to meet Halle Berry.
Now, again, you know why this was an excellent way to answer that question? Because for one, she doesn't get in the trick bag with Hoda and Jenna, just discussing Jonathan. She's saying, this was my decision. I wanted to be with him. So in the process of me being with him, this is exactly what I wanted. And you can't tell me, how I should think and feel or any of that. That is not your right. You know what I mean? That is not your right. And I can't do nothing but to love that portion of why she answered the question and how she answered the question. Spot on when it comes to that. Now I'm going to finish this up. I found I gotta find it. The actual conversation with me on TMZ. So give me a second because I'm kind of, going through this real quick. And I thought I was going to speak on Diddy, and I end up speaking on Meagan Good's situation. So again, here is me for y'all that don't know. Let me share my screen again. This was the TMZ interview that I did on Tuesday. So let's get into what TMZ said, and we're going to wrap this up.
In the black, she's going out to promote that, but she's got to know, obviously,
of course,
that
everybody's
she's going to get questions about Jonathan's trial and the fact that they are still together and seemingly a very happy couple. When they first got together, a lot of people thought this was a PR move on his part just to make him look good before his trial.
Not the case. She showed up at the trial. She was by.
Again, everybody said, and this is not the first time I talked on TMZ about Jonathan Majors. But again, talking about how they thought it was a PR stunt. And we know now that this is far from the case. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get it. It's gonna. I'm gonna say my piece. Let me, because I gotta stop it because I don't want any copyright strikes. But let's keep going.
Aside, and they've been together ever since.
So, what's happened at the start of this relationship? Here's what she told. She was on Today this morning, and she told Hoda that there were a lot of people close to her that did not want this relationship to happen.
Did any friends advise you, like, he's in the middle of legal?
I'm
gonna skip this part.
My life and
intervention program, so maybe that also played into the factor of, like,
get to heaven one day prayerfully and give God an account of what I did. And so I want to be responsible for the choices that I make. And I also want to live the life that I want to live.
I can understand where she's coming from in a sense, you guys. I mean, the allegations against, Jonathan Majors from his ex-girlfriend and what he was charged with. He didn't get any jail time, although he has to go through an intervention program. So maybe that also played into the factor of like she's giving him a chance to, come back and do what she needs to do, be with him, all of the things. But I've been in a position like hers before where I'm telling, my friends, hey, you need to like be with someone else, don't go with someone else, and your friend does the opposite because
She was being a hater. Let your friend live a life. But I was listening to this, right? I was listening to this backstage, on Skype, and I was sitting there and I was like, what he was charged with has still not been said in a proper light. You know what I mean? In a proper light. You know what I mean? And let's keep going. Let me keep going. I'm sorry.
because they need to do what they need to do at the end of the day. Exactly like she said, she's at peace with her decision, and it seems like they're doing really well.
I wonder if she's lost friends because of this.
I think that's what she was alluding to also. But, in this clip that you guys are rolling, they seem very happy, very in love. And she had stood by his side during the entire court trial. She was always going in and out of court with him. And she was like his rock during that time.
And by the way, it was a murky verdict because...
Okay, did you guys hear my audio? Is the audio so good? I'm good in my I'm good here. Can you still hear me? Just what you said is going in and out. Is it still going in and out now? This got to be StreamYard. This has got to be StreamYard. Okay, just let me know. Just let me know what you guys think. Is it in and out still? In and out? Oh, I don't. Okay. All right. It's kind of choppy. Is it still being choppy right now? And I don't know why. Oh, the TMZ is not you, but the video where okay, all right. Let's keep going. And all right, let's keep going real quick.
It was the reason they filed was because of what allegedly happened inside the cab or the ride share. And he was not found guilty on that. He was found guilty for the video of pulling her out of the car. So it really was kind of a mixed verdict. And again, as Nikki said, he got probation.
Hey, what's going on? This is Dre Mack from Kansas City. Look at that clean. Look at that guy right there. Look at that clean guy right there. Yeah, look at who was that guy? That's who was that guy right there? That clean guy right there. All right. Let's see what I said. And I can totally understand exactly where Megan's family is coming from. They're just trying to keep her safe. But at the end of the day, let's be honest. He went through court. He was found guilty of reckless assault and a city violation of harassment. So now that that's out the way, they look like they're a happy couple. I personally got to meet both of these two. They're a wonderful couple. And we just need to say, God bless you and let them live their lives the way that they want to live it.
That looks like a really fun room, by the way.
I was kind of...
Look, they start talking about the room. I'm talking about what's going on here. You know what I mean? What's going on here? You know what I mean? Because if you just suppose what they were trying to say, this ain't my first time being on TMZ. This is a formality that they do to make me not look like I've been on TMZ. I haven't been on TMZ for almost well over a year. But if you look at what they're saying, look, I want you to, because I had to counter what they said. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But I had to counter what they said because listen to what she said and listen to what I said. Let's go back.
And so I want to be responsible for the choices that I make. And I also want to live the life that I want to live.
I can understand where she's coming from in a sense, you guys. I mean, the allegations against, Jonathan Majors from his ex-girlfriend and what he was charged with. He didn't get any jail time, although he has to go through an intervention program. So maybe that also played into the factor of like she's giving him a chance to, come back and do what she needs to do, be with him, all of the things. But I've been in a position like hers before where I'm telling, my friends, hey, you need to like be with someone else, don't go with someone else. And your friend does the opposite because they need to do what they need to do at the end of the day. Exactly like she said, she's at peace with her decision, and it seems like they're doing really well.
I wonder if she's lost.
And again, what I like, because it was always, well, I think he did something. I think he did this. I think he did that. Now you're starting to see why it was so important for her to make their decision, her to make the decision for herself. And this is a good thing that we all need to do. Sometimes you gotta let your friend do what they do. We might not. We be like, man, why are you over here with dude? Why, you know what I'm saying? You are a CEO in the business firm. Why are you messing with the milkman? Why is he's over here working for the milk company and you make you're with him? But if that makes her happy, who are we to judge? You know what I'm saying? Who are we to judge? You know what I mean? Sometimes we have to be able to, I can give you advice, but hey, at the end of the day, like Tupac said, I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? So that's why I gave the take that I gave. And plus, I had to remind them of what he was charged with. Because again, media narrative will say it's just assault and harassment. So I clarified, I don't do this just to YouTubers. I go on national television and tell them exactly what happened. Let me say it again.
Friends because of this.
I think that's what she was alluding to also. But, in this clip that you guys are rolling, they seem very happy, very in love. And she had stood by his side during the entire court trial. She was always going in and out of court with him. And she was like his rock during that time.
And by the way, it was a murky verdict because
now when he says a murky verdict, that's not what was said when he went on his ABC interview. They were saying, well, he can, he can affect the judge and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, affect him on a reckless assault misdemeanor? What is the judge going to say? I need to throw you in jail because you were doing an interview when we don't even put people in jail for reckless assault? Because it's a low, like the lowest of low class misdemeanors that you can get. Like, come on, the harassment is not even a crime in New York. And you think the judge is going to be affected because he went on his ABC interview? I tried to tell y'all, this is part 2 of this. Why is this important? Now the perception of Jonathan Majors is being changed thanks to Meagan Good just going on this press tour.
it was the reason they filed was because of what allegedly happened inside the cab or the ride share. And he was not found guilty on that. He was found guilty of the video of pulling her out of the car. So it really was kind of a mixed verdict. And again, as Nikki said, he got probation.
Hey, what's going on? This is Dre Mack from Kansas City, and I can totally understand exactly where Megan's family is coming from. They're just trying to keep her safe. But at the end of the day, let's be honest. He went through court. He was found guilty of reckless assault and a city violation of harassment. So now that that's out the way, they look like they're a happy couple. I personally got to meet both of these two. They're a wonderful couple, and we just need to say God bless you and let them live their lives the way that they want to live it.
That looks like a really fun room, by the way.
I was kind of
that
thinking, I know
like
it's
a
totally
really
off
fun
point,
room.
But it looks like my man's got an arcade in his
that.
house. I like it.
It is.
Unless he's just sitting at an arcade. And they're like, sir, why do you have a microphone here?
Excuse me, sir, can you put a quarter in or leave? We're going to take a...
Did y'all see they gave your boy some extra time on TV? They gave your extra boy some time on TV. Because this is the first time I actually got to see it. They gave your boy some extra time on TV. Happy Bill smile. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, they gave your boy some extra time on TV, but I had to go and represent. You know what I'm saying? God bless Meagan Good. They had to change the subject. Why? Because you can't argue what I just said. You can't argue what I just said. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. This is what I made. Bruh, like, look, media personalities need to come higher, brother. I'm just saying, where y'all at? Where y'all at? I'm ready. You see the smile? Oh man. But anyway, to close this out, because I've been on here, I'm be on here another 10 more minutes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm gonna give this another 10 minutes and I'm gonna close this out. My setup is like it's like if you ever seen Big, like basically I made my room like that. I am a big kid and a old ass man's body. But again, PR, giving Meagan Good giving a master class of PR. And for a lot of people who don't know, is that I was in sales. I was a sales manager, a corporate sales manager for T-Mobile and indirect cell phone company. So I learned a lot of marketing and communication skills from being in sales. Not only that, I sold cars before, but when I really got into T-Mobile and I went on and Sprint, let me not forget Sprint, and I went on to run my own stores and learn, marketing and sales and being in those sales and marketing meetings and stuff like that. I got to learn a lot. So that's the reason why, because now what they make you do, you have to write when TMZ hits you up, hey, we want you to come on, you know what I'm saying, to the show, you have to give a summary of what you're going to say. So I already put that down. And I even asked, hey, is it okay did I say that I met Jonathan Majors? Because I don't want to get in trouble, because I know what he has going on and I don't want to get in trouble. So they were okay with it. It was cool. But I know how to be able to rebuttal and deflected a narrative in a way so I can be able to get my point across and be able to sell whatever product that I'm selling. Because I learned that in sales. You know what I'm saying? I know how to do breakdown build up. You know what I mean? I know how to be able to answer questions and in a professional and direct way, even though I'm in a do-rag, you know what I'm saying, and a Deadpool shirt, you know what I'm saying? Because is it the braids? Brother got these braids cracking, you know what I mean? Got the forehead shining, you know what I mean? And it looks like I'm in a big kids room. So, you know what I mean? So that's how I'm able to answer those questions. I love being on TMZ because I'm able to still show those skills that are on there. So yeah, just wanted to make sure that these guys that we keep the perspective together to be able to do exactly what Meagan did, put on that master class in PR, and to be able to show my guys some love, you know what I mean? So yeah. But make sure if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't hit the like button, if you haven't done any of that, do that now. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Before I go on TMZ and talk about y'all. No, I would never do that. I'm going to always keep it a G. One thing about me, I'm going to stand 10 toes down. I'm going to always stand 10 toes down. You know what I mean? So, I heard your feelings. You don't want to work with me no more. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. I worked at both AT&T and T-Mobile. You definitely picked up great communication skills and sales. Yes, you do. There's an ongoing concerted effort to ruin Jonathan Major, even if they have to drag Meagan Good, lead them lovers along. And you know what's so dope? You can't. When Meagan comes out, it says that you can't. You can't do it. And thank you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody need to come hire, brother. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't want to work for just everywhere. Now, I don't want to actually be honest with you. I don't want to work for nobody. I want this channel to be where I get my lone source of income from, if you really want to tell the truth. They try so hard to be negative and you shut it down with the quickness. Thank you, Dr. Carpy. Thank you, Erica. I can't do nothing but rap it good in a major way. I see what you did right there. I see what you did. Your room setup looks, it is fun though. I'm not gonna lie. My room setup, like if I'm bored, there's literally Mortal Kombat, The Simpsons, you know what I'm saying, over there, NFL Blitz over there, Ninja Turtles, you know what I'm saying, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. This is a kid's dream. My kids love being down here. Thank you, It's Summer. Thank you. He said he tried. Yeah, Cat Williams did say the truth teller. They go to ignore the point though. Hey, look. He said he really tried to deflect. Thank you. Let them live. Point change. All right. They gave a brother a little extra time though. They gave a little, brother a little extra, you know what I mean? Little time on TV. You know what I'm saying? So people can, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They can see a brother on TV. You know what I'm saying? I like that. That's dope. Crumbling fast. Thank you, Professor Phil fam. Give us a room tour one day. I will. I'm gonna do it like I'm gonna have my daughter tape it. We're gonna do it like old school MTV Cribs. That's what's up, Dre. Keep up. Yeah, thank you. Like pink cookies in a plastic bag. All right, Essence Kid, yes, it is. The Shade Room comments have been slowly getting better. Still joking about Jonathan Majors. It's getting played out. It is. It's very much getting played out. The friends didn't advise against Jonathan Majors personally. They wanted her to hold off on going public pending this trial. Jonathan Majors advised the same, wanting to protect her from scrutiny. Absolutely. And of course, we got Cat up here. Make sure that y'all, Cat's over here killing it. Cat is over here killing it. Make sure that you guys are subscribing to her channel also. And of course, Dr. Hines, my guy right down there, representing the UK up in this mug. Make sure that you guys are liking and subscribing to his channel too. Oh yeah, it's nothing. This is just, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Robert D always with the channel support. Thank you for the 1999 super chat. Thank you so very much. And of course, you got to get a body roll.
Super chat, body roll.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for the super chats up in here, up in the hizzy for shizzy. For show. All right, Meagan is bulletproof. Hey, and like I said, with Jonathan mentioned that he talked to Will Smith. I know Will Smith is, I'm just saying it speculatively. I don't know, but I feel like he's really giving him major advice. You know what I mean? Really giving him advice, and hopefully he's being a big brother to him. So I'm not mad. Yes, Kat, are you doing the YSL trial today? Are you covering that? Because you be killing that trial. And again, she gifted 5. If you're not a member, Kat just gifted y'all memberships. These memberships, let me tell you, these memberships go a long way to having this channel do some of the stuff that we do. We do watch parties. We're doing a watch party on Saturday. I do the Kung Fu Saturdays. You know what I'm saying? So we do Kung Fu Cinema Saturdays where we play martial arts films. Last week we just did Bloodsport. This weekend we're doing Umbak. We do our watch parties on Saturday nights. This helps a long way to keep that stuff going because the stuff costs money. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you guys who are members. I will have a members only chat. I'm gonna wake up earlier today. I'm gonna just do a members only chat so we can chop it up. You know what I'm saying? I might just do a link so everybody can come over to Zoom, chop it up for a minute before I have to go to work. So if you want to be up, if you're a member, or if you want to be a member, Kat just gifted 5 memberships, but make sure that you continue to be a member because again, this stuff goes a long way to keep the channel doing what it do so we can be able to have all this fun stuff. So of course, Kat, you know what you getting. You getting the body roll.
Super chat, body roll.
Anybody gifting those memberships will give you the Marlon Jackson body roll. All right, so appreciate it. I know, I still don't know how to do that. I still don't know how to do the channel emojis. Somebody gonna have to inbox me on Instagram or something and show me how to be able to do that, because I have no idea how to do it. But I do need it. But anyway, let me go ahead and wrap this up. I do appreciate you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Mac Show. I really absolutely appreciate you guys. I really, really do. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys. You guys have supported me ever since I started covering the Jonathan Majors. You guys come in when I am here at 7:30. Y'all are in here listening to my foolishness, all of that stuff. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys' support and all of that. And if I haven't told you, I'm telling you now, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right, gotta wrap it up. You already know. Thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Mac Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see the members back for members only chats later on today. Where's my outro at? I gotta go. Is it the braids?
Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over?
What?
Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.